Beautifully said. So the stats are showing that 70% of the business executives actually do not understand this technology. And for the most part, most businesses have actually just relegated this function to the IT department. Like, they are the tech smarties, let them run with it. But we know that AI is actually going to transform businesses and literally the way processes are done. What should executives be doing to know more about this new technology and the smart technologies that are coming on the market?
Sarah, that number 70%, I think, is applicable globally, but especially here in South Africa. And it might even be more. Be it as it may, the point is that most senior executives don't understand this technology at all. And again, like I said earlier, you don't have to become an expert or a programmer or a Python engineer or a quant, but understand, at least start with understanding the lingo. Because I mean, I had a CIO from a bank 2 weeks ago who said to me that his mandate is to AI a third of his business. Now, even that, I don't quite know what that means. And then after saying he needs to AI a third of his business, he asked me how many RPA bots does he need to buy. And I thought, we're talking about two fundamentally different kind of things. And yes, there are some overlaps and relationships, but RPA and AI are not the same thing at all. And
Yeah.
so often what I will do when I deal with customers is I will just make sure we compare apples with apples, because we read these terms in Forrester, Gartner reports, we go to webinars, we go to conferences, and we just throw edge, cloud, quantum computing, we throw it around. And then I
Yeah.
ask people, it's like, what actually do you mean with that? And I'm not saying give me an
Yes.
academic, but are you automating or are you using predictive analytics or what? That's the first thing I often do is just make sure we are talking about the same thing. Even if we agree to disagree on what we call it, let's just make sure we're not talking about two different things. So what execs should do, and this is where executive education plays a big role, is constant upskilling. Read books, watch webinars, get outside people in to consult with you or to just give you a talk or review. And I'm doing quite a lot of that at the moment, where I speak with senior executives from a neutral point of view. I mean, I'm a one-man show. I don't have a big consulting firm behind me and try and actually sneak in there and sell a 20 million rand deal or something. And I've got nothing to lose. I can just tell them what I think, and if they don't like it and never invite me back again, sorry, that's one of those things. But if we work for a big consultancy, you can't do that.
Yeah.
The
Absolutely.
problem, Sarah, however, with a lot of executive education providers, especially from a university point of view, is that these academics and professors who are, and I work with many of them, they are exceptionally smart people and lovely people, most of them. They are very good at teaching the textbook. But how many of them have actually implemented this technology? Because sometimes teaching executives or your students, for that matter, about your own failures, where you've seen it gone wrong, what they should not do, what you've done, because they can Google most of these things. They don't need a textbook. That's the problem. So we need a lot more executive education, but a lot of organizations who provide executive education don't have real world experience of this technology. So again, you've got no excuse not to know what your IT department talks about, understand some of the basic lingo, cloud, edge, etc. Get some different external views, and diversity is a topic I'd love for us to speak about as well. I'm sure we're gonna and make smart business decisions based on the technology and not the other way around. I hope that answered the question.
Yes, absolutely. So, one of the things that we do here at CompuConnect Education is actually executive education to business leaders. And the big, discussion right now is about executives acquiring a digital mindset. Because a lot of people who are in these decision-making positions really are not digital natives. Okay, all these technologies have been sprung up on us as we've been on the job and as we've been in the work environment. So none of us really even studied these technologies originally. But like you're saying, it's investing into learning, so you can actually acquire that digital mindset. And like you rightly said, education has now also been very much democratized because information is everywhere. YouTube, blogs, free webinars. So it's just people making that decision to invest themselves into learning so that they can acquire a digital mindset to lead their organizations very well. Yeah.
It's a hunger for learning.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. You wanted to say more? Sorry, I cut you off.
No, Shay, no problem. So no, it's about, there's that saying of you can take a horse to the water, but you can't make it drink.
Yes.
So if you're not, and people can have different interests because you might work in legal, you might work in HR, you might work in supply chain. So we will have different interests in how to apply this technology, and that's good. But if you're not hungry to learn, if you're not willing to spend an hour a week reading a book or now and then attending a conference, then, and essentially if you're too busy or too lazy, and the company can pay for all your training, give you all the Udemy courses in the world, it's still not going to make you learn if you're not hungry to learn. That you can't automate either. You can't slap
Yeah.
people around until they want to learn, So that's the other thing I say to executives, at least be hungry to learn, be excited about this topic. So yeah, that's just what I wanted to add, Sarah.